To the stage. Okay. Can you hear me now? You should be able to hear me. Okay, so I'm back. So something, I don't know what happened. That was weird. Okay, so I'm back. So something, that was weird. Okay, I think we're okay now. I have no idea. I just went out and came back in. StreamYard did just update like all their stuff. They're like rebranding. They have like a baby duck now instead of like mallard, which is interesting choice for branding. But good evening. Oh, I thought it was the universe telling me to go back and go paint, but I guess not because we're still here. Good evening, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for your patience. Yes, Karen, it is frustrating. And it's frustrating for us because we feel like as soon as we get to know everything and like what's working and stuff, something happened and it doesn't work anymore. But I went back out and came back in. So I think we're good. I think so. So, you want to say hi to everybody now, baby, now they can hear us?
On Facebook, Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis, Karen Moyer, Chris Schmidt, Kim Nashville, Kim Lindsay, what Kim? Alyssa Bricker Visithin, Norma Rubio, Flea Brown, Madonna Frazee Rapp, Chris Schmidt,
Right, Jerry?
Jane Belante,
Hey, Jane.
Kim, did I say Kim Lindsay? I think I did.
I mean, hey, everybody. I shouldn't just say hey to some people and not to other ones, but
Over on YouTube, I got Karen Nance, Sista So, Elizabeth Geis, Madonna Rapp, Jerry Peters, So Glazer, Karen Moyer, Flea Brown, Karen Nance, Redeemed, Cindy Nygaard, and there you go.
all right. Thank you guys so much for your patience and thank you for joining us tonight. If you are new, my name is Royce Hunt Bell, and the voice you hear behind the camera is my husband, David Bell, and together we make up Roycycled Treasures. We meet here every Sunday to chat. There's a lot of chatting going on here and to craft. And so we're going to catch up. Sorry, I painted my thing shut and we're going to paint today primarily, I think. We'll see if we have time to decoupage. We'll see what happens. But let me change and get, we've wasted a lot of time already. I keep moving my camera around, so I keep forgetting where to look. But today, you guys, we are going to paint. I found this a while ago. It's like it's an old jewelry box. I like it because it's pretty simple and it's in really good shape. The mirror is busted out, but it's okay. I'm just gonna replace that with some decoupage paper. It'll be fine. I meant to take all that out, but we'll probably end up getting to the inside next week. I don't anticipate us having a time to get to the inside, but I did want to decoupage the inside of this because I feel like I hate decoupaging the inside of stuff, and so I think I avoid it. But there are some tips and tricks to being able to do it successfully, and I do want to make sure to share those with you guys. So we are going to do something I don't even like to do, but I'm taking one for the team, y'all. I'm taking one for the team.
Explain why you're not doing the spoon.
Oh, the spoon. Honestly, I kind of forgot, and I didn't have George attach it. So why did we still want to go? Did you guys want me to finish the spoon? Because we were going to do a 2-part crackle, and then I was going to do resin over it.
You're going to do, you were going to do it last week, but we had tomorrow.
Yeah, we did. I didn't want to have like
so I just want people to understand it's not like you're forgetting it, but you forgot it.
I kind of did forget it, and I got all set up for this. We'll circle back, though. I promise. I mean, you guys have seen me do a 2-part crackle, and I need to have George to attach that spoon, or at least drill a hole so we can attach it. I keep forgetting. We were working on. Oh, you guys can't see it. I have a piece of furniture here in my little she shed because I have to get it painted before the retreat. So we were focused on getting that shampooed and prepped for paint, and I forgot all about the tray with the spoon. I'm sorry. So you guys can kind of see that there's kind of a haze over this, and it's because I used on this, and I did a few coats. I was so afraid that this was going to bleed, but it didn't have as much bleed through as I thought it would. When I cleaned it with the alcohol, I picked up a lot of tannins. So I anticipated the tannins bleeding through, but I don't see any bleed through whatsoever on here. So I think we're going to be okay. And I kind of want to do this project because it's going to prepare me for doing furniture. I really need to paint a piece of furniture. But I haven't been able to like do it yet. So maybe if I paint this small piece, it'll get me ready to be able to paint furniture. It'll get me mentally prepared for the job of painting a piece of furniture. And I need to start off with the simple finish. The last time I tried to paint furniture, I did this super complicated finish, knowing I haven't painted furniture in a really long time. So I really didn't set myself up for success in that way. So the next time I'm just going to do a plain painting. I say that, but you guys know better. At the very least, I'll do a simple stipple and a few layers of colors. Or maybe some blending. That's what we're going to do tonight, you guys. On my calls. So I'm live every Monday morning for Mad Scientist Mondays. And we were talking about a class that I recorded years ago. And I mean, this was probably 6 years ago, babe.
Which one?
The one that we did with Joseph and this is what happened. So I thought I had done a class before inside of Facebook on a group, which was fine, but I wanted to level up, and I thought leveling up meant like hiring some guys to come in with equipment to film a class in order for me to be able to teach online. And what happened in the interim was I joined Serena's group. She's my business coach. And she's the one who told me that I didn't need to do all that. Like I could just do what I do now with you guys, and that would still have value without having to invest like literally thousands of dollars. So I have this class and it is so beautiful, but I didn't want to upload it to my website because it does look so much different from all of my other classes. But I think I'm going to do it. I'll do it in pieces though. I'll do one piece and then we'll see if you guys like it. I mean, I think you guys are going to like it because it's really nice. It's really nicely done. It looks professional. But it does look a lot different than the other classes that I currently have at royceacademy.com. So I'm thinking about uploading it, but you guys can tell me. So I wanted to blend this piece together today so we could have a conversation about blending, and I could kind of gauge if it's something that enough people even want to learn how to do. And do you guys know what I mean when I say blending colors? You guys can, not like blending your decoupage paper in, because that's a whole nother thing. You guys can learn that at my Decoupage with Confidence course. I have like an entire section dedicated to that. So if you guys do have trouble like blending your decoupage paper into your projects, that course is available at royceacademy.com. Be sure and take the color mixing portion first though, because that's a huge part of it. It's just being able to match colors. You guys ever watch those people who can like pick anything and they can match the color? They just understand color. That's all. And you can understand it too, so that you can mix and you can like mix your own colors as well. And so I'm taping up this hardware because I don't want to paint over it. And then I'm putting it on imperfectly. And then after I get the tape on, I'll use my blade to trim around it. And I'm using this little piece of tape, this little thin tape, is because it's all I have right here. There's no other reason. There's no magic to it. Literally, I don't have any blue tape right here, so I'm using this one. I don't have a wider tape right here, so I'm using this one. And you guys be sure and go to Roycycle Treasures on Facebook. And I forgot to post on YouTube today. If you're not on Facebook, I am posting the winners on YouTube community. So you can hop over there too. Although I only posted one category so far over there. I got to remember to post the rest so that we can congratulate those who won. And I wanted to take a minute to thank all of you who participated. There was so much inspiration in those albums. So if you haven't taken a look, you can't vote anymore. But if you're looking for inspiration, it is an awesome place to find it, because I'm going to tell you, these ladies showed up and the projects are fabulous. And so I'm just going to use my blade to cut around the hardware so that way I can mask it off and I won't get any paint on it. I had some masking fluid too. I guess that would have been easier, but the company that makes my favorite masking fluid went out of business. I'm so sad. So I don't have any more of that one. And I'm trying to be careful too to not score the wood around here, because I don't want to do that. Because I'm going to just paint this. I'm not going to add texture, which I was tempted to do, but I'm not going to do that. Do we have any questions, babe?
So Glazer would like to see blend. She said she's seen it on furniture pieces brushed by Brandy.
Yes.
I'd love to see it done on smaller pieces.
Oh, you can absolutely do it on smaller pieces. We've done it before. I'm going to do it on this piece today. And then the piece that I shared, I did a reel on my page yesterday, and it was a craft piece. And you can see how the blending really did add to the beauty of that piece. It was a crockery. I used the recycled crockery stencil with some texture. I blended the background with some of my favorite colors. But yes, you can absolutely blend. The beauty of the products that a lot of us use, the clay-based and the chalk style paints, is that they stay open longer. So like acrylic paint locks down pretty fast, right? It seizes, which can make it harder to blend with acrylic. But if you're using like a chalk-based paint or a clay-based paint, they stay open a lot longer, which enables us to be able to blend. Now, y'all know I'm crazy. My brain is weird. So like clay-based paint staying open forever, I would be blending from now into eternity. So I prefer, my personal preference is chalk, because eventually it makes you stop. The idea of reactivating that clay-based paint over and over again would just allow me too much time to rethink my decisions. And using
Karen Moyer asked, can you use rubber cement?
Karen, probably if I want to knock myself out in here. I bought some rubber cement. I bought it year before last for my membership, because we went over a section on like oh, I lost the word. Anyways, I opened it and I forgot how stinky it was. Oh my gosh. I'm spoiled. I've been using all these water-based products for years now. But yes, Karen, you could use rubber cement and then just rub it off when you were done. But tape works too. It just takes more time though, right? It would probably help if my blade was actually sharp. I need to change it. I just have a personal, I remember when I was painting furniture, some furniture painters prefer to just paint over the hardware, but I am not one of them. I don't like it. So I always either remove it, like if I'm doing a dresser, I'll remove the hardware, and where I can't remove, then I'll tape it in order to mask it off. And I'm being a little meticulous about this because wherever the tape is not going to paint, right? And I want my final paint job to look good. So I want to take my time and really trim that right. And I can always touch it up, but I'd rather just trim it right. So I have a settee over here, and I'm going to be painting it using my leather look technique. And I want to get it done before the retreat, which is less than a month away. So I got to get busy. So like in my membership, we're going to be painting on that piece of furniture. together. Okay, so now my hardware is taped off and I am ready to go. The colors that I have chosen to blend with, I have tourmaline here, which is like a really soft green. It does have a little bit of blue in it. It's a really pretty color. And I have Neptune. Neptune is a teal, but it has a lot of green in it. So I think that these two colors are going to blend beautifully together. I don't have a white. I figured with this small piece that 3 colors, basically we're going to be using 2 colors. I also have a little bottle of black here because I like drama. One of my favorite things about doing blending is the drama that you're able to create. And for me, there's different ways you can blend. You've seen people blend basically in a circle where it's lighter in the middle and it gets darker as it goes out, or an ombre that moves from one side or the other. I like an organic blend, and so that's what I'm going to be doing today. If you guys would like for me to make available my blending class, I absolutely can. It's recorded. It's all done. I just need to make some notes to go with it, maybe a workbook, and probably notes, because I'm thinking I want to make it priced up. Like, what do you think, baby? Less than $20, $19.99? The blending class?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for $20, I'm not going to do like the workbook. I'm not going to lie to you. But I'll do some notes though. That way you guys can have some notes and you can take your own notes and then the material will be there.
For, the upgrade?
Well, that's why I'm not going to do all that, babe. That's what I'm saying. This will be a simple, because I have it. I can make it available because I don't have the bandwidth right now to do a full-on course. Yeah. So I'm trying to be honest about my, about my capacity. So I am going to be painting right out of my cans, and you guys don't do this. Don't break this rule. I do have a paintbrush for each color that I'm going to be using to apply the paint. And then I have, this is a flat brush. It's a Klingon brush. I love, love, love these brushes for blending. You notice how the bristles look skinnier at the end. They're actually like split at the end. So they work really well for blending. And this brush, I'm going to try to keep really dry. So I'll be wiping it the whole time with a towel, and I'll be using this solely to blend my colors. And I'll be using these brushes to apply my color. And I'm trying to think of what I want to do. And I may have to find some white. We'll see.
Lisa Vansell says she saw the mechanics paper on a lampshade.
Right?
And now she wants it. Is that still available?
It is still available. That is a current design. You can find it with your retailers. That was Winnie. Oh Lord, I can't remember their name. Winnie Bell, is that the name of it? I hope they're here. They could tell me. But yes, in the group today, and the business who posted that, they do have paper available, and they do ship too, by the way, Lisa. And so once I get the paint on there, I'm going to use this brush to blend it out. And I know that people get frustrated with this process because you don't get it right the first time. But I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to want to practice blending in order to get it down. Like mostly anything else, right? And I did mention that I did... and so this is my first pass. I'll come back over and refine this later. Right now, I want to get my first layer of paint down. I feel like I need something darker to give it more drama. I like the drama just in my paint, though. Maybe not. And I don't want it to just go one direction. I kind of want my colors to be a little all over the place.
Winnie and Bell, Jane says.
Thank you, Jane.
Jerry Peter, where did you buy those brushes?
Klingon brushes, I used to carry them. Your Wise Owl retailers should have them. Once I started warehousing recycled papers and having to keep the amount of inventory that I have to keep, I wasn't able to continue carrying other products. So I don't carry them anymore. And if you are a Roycycle retailer and you also carry Wise Owl and you have Klingon brushes, please put that in the comments. And so you guys see what I mean when I say organic blend? It's because I'm all over the place. And I'm going to continue to do that. And you guys will notice that when I'm laying down my colors, you know how when we learned how to mix colors, I talk about how the dark colors really impact the light colors so much more than you think. It's the same way when you're blending. So you guys will notice I'll put down a lot more of the lighter color and less of the darker color because it will kind of overtake the other color. So I'm going to just move around and I'm laying down colors just, I don't know, in a way that makes me feel good with no particular plan or anything, and blending it out. And this is just like the base coat. We'll come back in and we'll refine this in a little bit. And you can blend as many colors as you want, really. I've done larger pieces where I've done like 4 or 5 colors. It can be really pretty. But if you're just starting out, if you start out with like a darker color and a lighter color, and then pick like a white and a black on either end of the spectrum, that can be really beautiful. And that's kind of easier to manage. And I prefer a warmer white. I feel like when you use a bright white, you end up with something that looks kind of ashy. We don't want no ashy furniture, you guys, or furniture or ashy projects.
Jerry asked what kind. So Glazer, did you put on blocking primer before you started?
I did. I used Wise Owl's clear primer before I started painting this. And the reason why I opted for clear is because I knew I was going to be coming in with some darker colors, and I didn't want to have to fight against a white base.
And Jerry Peter says, what kind of paint are you using?
I'm using a Wise Owl chalk style paint, but you can use any chalk style paint. Any chalk paint or clay-based paint is going to work, and it's because they stay open so long, you know. So that when I say open, basically they'll stay wet. They don't dry and seize the way that acrylic paint does. And I'm just kind of feeling my way through this. I don't have any specific rhyme or reason. That doesn't sound anything like me, does it? And once I get the base coat on, I'm going to share with you guys like one of my tips that I use when I am blending paint. So one of them is that I like having a brush whose sole purpose is just to blend. So this is never going to get in like a ton of paint, only the paint from the surface. And I didn't wipe that off before I started painting. It's okay.
Jenny says, Jenny Marmion, you can reactivate chalk paint with liquid.
You can, Jenny, but actually Wise Owl's chalk style paint doesn't reactivate, which is why I like blending with it. Because if I can reactivate it, girl, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep painting forever. This paint will lock. Like when I get ready to go back over this, it's not going to move anymore, which is why I like it, because it enables me to be able to, what is the word I'm looking for? Oh Lord, I had a specific word in my mind and now it left. To refine my blends without having to start over. Like I feel like I remember when I first started learning how to blend paint, I felt like when I went in for my additional layers, I was always starting over from scratch, which could be frustrating. Oh Lord, I need to clean my mat. But because this paint actually does like stop, it'll close. Enables me to go back over the top and continue refining without everything being reactivated all over again. And so I'm not going to stress out about my first pass being perfect. I'm just laying down a base. That's just going to kind of inform where all my colors are going to go when I go in for the refining. And you guys can see I've brushed over the top of this again, and I have some marks on there, but it's okay. But you see how I put a lot of dark back here, and there's hardly any of light there. But we're going to fix that in a few minutes. We actually might have time to decoupage. I didn't pick a paper. Okay, you guys, what paper would go good with these colors? Help me out. So I'm going to take a few minutes just to wipe off my brush and make sure I don't have hardly any paint left in. And I'm like squeezing it, and I'm like really being a little bit aggressive because I really want to pull out any paint that's on there. I want to challenge you guys about something. I know that when we learn, like we'll learn, like someone said, she used to watch Brandy blend on furniture, but she didn't know how to do it on smaller pieces. The process is going to be the same, right? It's just a smaller piece. And so I want you guys to think about, because I know a lot of you have been crafting for years, and you guys know how to do a lot of different things. You don't have to keep your skills in individual boxes. You can pull them out and use them wherever you want. So if you learn how to blend on furniture, you're going to use your same process on a smaller piece that you would use on a larger piece of furniture. A lot of stuff that I saw you guys doing years ago in card making, you guys can absolutely apply those exact same processes, right, to your mixed media art pieces. Legitimately, you're basically making small mixed media art pieces. And so you can apply that same, the beauty blender with your stencils, the spattering, the layering, the different pieces on, like all that. You can apply it to your mixed media as well. So don't box yourself in. If you'll start looking at the skills that you already know how to do in the context of what you're currently doing, I bet you'll see a lot of opportunities that you hadn't thought about. I'm going to hit this with some heat because I want to lock all this down before I go in to refine this. But you guys can see, I mean, that's not super cute, but we're going to fix that. But how pretty is that to have it blended as opposed to just having one flat color? It's so funny. It looks a lot more blue on my screen. Does it look blue on your screen?
Yeah, it looks really good, actually.
I mean, but it's green.
No, it looks good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's weird that it looks blue on the camera when it really is green. So what I'm doing with this is actually an embossing tool. And so it gets pretty hot. And so I'm using that heat because I want this paint to set, because I do not want it to reactivate when I go back over to refine my blends. So one of the things that I used to do when I first started learning how to blend is I would get this far on a project, and then I would go in with just as much paint. And it was like you were just starting all over from scratch. And I think that that's what's frustrating for a lot of people. But if you go back in with more of a dry blend, you can lay on an additional layer of paint. You can really finalize your blend and make everything look beautiful without having to like start all over fresh. Now, if you want to do 2 complete layers of paint, then of course you're going to want to go back in and lay down your second layer. But I think that we're going to be okay with just our first layer and then a bit of a dry brush on the second layer, because this is just a little, jewelry box. It's not a piece of furniture that needs 2 full layers.
Lisa Vansell suggests the rust with blue paper. Lee says industrial exhibition or rivets. And Kathleen Huvis says colors remind me of a peacock. Don't you have a peacock paper?
Oh, That's an old one, girl. That one's been retired for a few years, but yes, I did have a peacock paper at one time. I'm seeing a lot of brown under here. I may need to go in with a second coat. We're going to see. I'm going to do a dry brush layer and we'll see if I'm happy with the coverage. If I'm not, then I'll just go in with more paint. It'll be fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. And even when it's not fine, it's fine. And if we don't get to decoupage tonight, because it's already almost 6 o'clock, we'll definitely decoupage the inside of this next week. And like I said at the beginning, in case you weren't here, I don't personally enjoy decoupaging the inside of things. So I think I unintentionally avoid it, but I do want you guys to kind of see how I approach it. And hopefully that can help you on your next project, or if you're working on a project and you want to decoupage the inside and you're not sure what steps to take. Okay, so I think I'm good. That feels warm. I don't think that corner is still kind of cool. Let me get this corner right here. If I'm filling my piece and I feel like cool, that tells me that there's still moisture like in the wood underneath. And so I just want to make sure that everything is locked in place so it doesn't reactivate when I go back over it. So when I go back over this, I'm not going to go in with as much paint as I used the first time. I'm going to use a lot less paint, and it's almost like a dry brush, and it's going to really help me to refine my areas of light and dark. And so I'm looking, I guess this list looks weird because it's streaky, but I think if I put, let me see, I have dark coming over here on this corner. I think I can fix it. So I have dark here on this corner. So let's start there. I'm not going to go in with like the same amount of paint as I did the first time. I'm going to use a lot less paint. And what that's going to allow me to do is to refine my blend. So I'm not starting all over again. I'm just kind of refining this area. And it looks ugly, but I promise it won't when we're finished.
Let's see. Lisa Van Til says textures paper or vintage ads paper on the inside.
I was thinking about something more neutral kind of on the inside, but I don't know.
And Jerry Peter asks, will you ever do a coastal themed paper?
We've done coastal themes before. The problem is, Jerry, is that we don't have a lot of coastal people. But Angie hit me up last year and I told her that I would do something. So I will. But I don't know. I've been trying to do smaller releases for my retailers because they're just easier financially for them to handle. And so it's hard sometimes to get those pieces in the lineup because I have designs that I feel like I have to create. This got a little streaky the last time. So I'm still putting paint on, but I'm just not putting as much paint as I did the first time. And I'm really focusing on this transition right here. My arm is going to be so sore. I remember when I taught blending in person, Frances took my class and she told me that her arm hurt for the rest of the weekend after taking my class. And I'm really trying to focus on those areas of transition to get those right. This whiter paint is really kind of clunky. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm just going to put a little bit around it. Not a lot, just enough so it'll blend out well. And if your paint stops moving or it gets like kind of a headache, you can mist it. This is when I discovered my misting spray bottle, is when I started blending colors, because you can mist your paint and it really does help make it move so that you can get the result that you want. And I'm just wiping the paint out of my brush because I feel like I was contaminating my areas with the paint that was left over in my brush. And so this is pretty light and I like that. So I'm going to try to maintain that here and up through here. I really...
Schmidt says looks like an aerial view of water.
Ooh. Maybe that's why somebody was looking for a coastal theme. And I'm not saying no to coastal. It's just hard because I want to make sure and create designs that are going to sell for my retailers. And coastal themes are one of those ones that we just don't have a lot of customers for. This lighter color is really being weird. I don't know. I'm going to go back to that top. Because you see how here it looks much more smoother and refined. That's what's supposed to happen. I don't know what's going on up here. I'll go back to it though. We're going to leave it alone for now. This side, I like it light. So I'm going to add some more. And so this is my favorite type of blend, is an organic blend. But you can do like a circular blend, an ombre blend. And so inside of the class that I taught, is Dorothy here? Oh, okay. Poor Dorothy. Dorothy she used to live in Wilcox, which was like 45 minutes away from here. And so when I did my class, I didn't want to teach an empty room because I didn't want to have like low energy. So I invited Dorothy to be an extra. And I don't know why, but I thought Dorothy was already painting furniture, but she wasn't. And so I had her doing all kinds of stuff because we did everything. We prepped our pieces. We blended the paint on there. I think we did some raised stenciling on our furniture pieces. And so you guys can see how it's much more smooth and my transitions are much more refined, right? And so that's what I'm going for when I go in with my second coat of paint. It's just to refine those transitions. This top, we're going to come back to that because I did not do a good job of doing that here, but we will. And so I'm making sure that the edges of the paint where I'm blending are still wet so that they're blending together, but just not as much paint. Maybe I'm not putting enough of the lighter paint. I'm wiping my brush on my pants in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing over here. It's why I don't have any nice clothes, because they all have paint on them. And it's interesting because when you're blending, you're basically like pushing and pulling, right? I want this to be a little bit darker. So while that paint is still kind of damp a little bit, I'm going to go in and add a little bit more of that blue on that corner. Now, one of the things that I could do to add like some extra drama is to come in with a little bit of black. And I usually don't use a lot, but just some. And what this does is it just kind of it adds drama because you're like increasing the what's the word I'm looking for? The contrast. And by doing so, and I'm just putting a little bit of paint, not a ton, just a little bit, so I can have my blend there. I'm gonna mist it. By increasing the contrast, it just makes it feel like, I don't know, more dramatic to me than with just the blue. And I could also use a darker blue, would probably be prettier than the black, but I was trying to get away from the colors that I always use. And so now I'm bringing in a different tone than before. We still have the blue. The black is just bringing in another tone and bringing in more interest. And as long as my surface is damp, I can continue to blend. What if I added some blue to that? I think that would be better. We're mixing on the fly, you guys. Because I'm not using any white. I really like having high contrast blends. Maybe I should use white, huh? And that'll give me what I want. Which is another thing. I remember when I first started blending, I thought that you had to use similar colors, but you don't. You can use colors that are completely different to a point. Because if you mix together colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel, then you can end up with mud, and you don't want that. Let me clean this brush. This top is bothering me. We're going to go back to it, okay? So if you do like an orange and a purple, your color in the middle is going to be a muddy color, right? So I wouldn't do those, but colors that are close to each other on the color wheel, but that are indeed different colors, like orange and yellow, beautiful, right? A purple and a red. Ooh, that would be like drama. That would be gorgeous. Do we have any comments or anything, baby? You're being.
Dorothy put on makeup for that day.
I know she told us. Are you playing zombies, baby?
I am not.
Oh, you're awfully quiet tonight.
Well, nobody's really chatting.
Am I boring you guys? Let me know. I just figured I would bring you guys something a little bit different. I feel like I love decoupage, but maybe you guys want to learn other stuff too, not just decoupage. So I've been trying to think of other things that we could bring. I'm going to put some lighter in this corner over here. Okay, so I got my checkerboard going on here. Let's see what happens. I think I wasn't misting enough. That's what was happening. And I like to pull my brush different directions when I'm blending. So I'm pulling the neighboring color into the other, I'm pulling the colors into each other, and then they mix to form a blend on the surface, right? So you end up with something that's seamless. There we go. That is much better, right? And then if you have something like, I think I need a little bit more blue right there. So I can go in and just add a little bit more blue.
Jenny Marmion does have a question. Have you ever heard of using a spray sealer over decoupage as to not reactivate and bring back wrinkles?
Yes, that's absolutely a way to cheat. Inside of the Decoupage with Confidence course, I structured the course a little different than I have in the past. There are several different ways that I talk about avoiding of not getting wrinkles, Jenny, to your point. And one of them is to not wet your paper at all, right? And I go over different methods of decoupage that are available that don't require you to wet your paper. And that is one of them. So absolutely. I do like sandwiching. I do like, how do I say? In my mind, when I the paper and it's wet underneath and wet on the top and it's the paper and everything dries together, you are creating a stronger finish. I will say that. Um, that's just me though. I have no scientific evidence to support that, but I do think it's the case. I'm going to dry this so when I can turn it over, I don't have to worry about getting anything stuck on it because my table has all kinds of particles on it and it's causing problems. But you guys can see how going over with just a little bit of paint, I don't have to start from scratch. I don't have to put on a whole bunch of paint, just a little bit of paint and a misting spray bottle. I'm able to refine my transitions so that they look smoother.
So Glazer, I like the idea of using a completely different color mix on what you use to decoupage the inside of the box.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. This whole edge is light, so let's do that. And again, I'm putting down paint, but I'm not putting down as much. So I'm not starting like all over again. I'm just refining what's there. I want a little bit more dark on that corner. And you guys, you can do this on any surface. It doesn't have to be like even a three-dimensional surface. If you have something flat that you're working on, imagine taking one of your cradles and doing a beautiful blend on it and then just putting your transfers on top of that, right? That would be gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm wiping off my brush before I go back to this corner because I don't really want to pull this light color over here. And I think we're done. I think, what do you guys think? Maybe a little bit more light here. And when I get down to like the end, like I'm not even going to put any more paint down. I'm just going to mist that. And then just blend that edge out.
Please said we just looked at the colors you are using on the Wyzall website. They look completely different.
Yeah, on the box. It's really green. It looks really blue on the screen, which are my favorite colors that I normally use, which is why I chose these colors because they're different. But the camera is not being my friend right now because it's showing it as if it's my normal teal colors, but I promise it's green. It's not teal. And you guys see how I just put that one color down and I just blended it out. So once you get a good foundation down, it becomes really easy to refine your edges. Like I don't like this shape right here. I think that's what's bugging me. So I'm just going to put down some dark paint like right here. And I'm going to mist that. Make sure my brush is clean. And then I'm just going to blend out the edge of that paint I put down. So I didn't put down a light paint, right? I'm just blending out the blue that I just put down. And it's going to look good because I have a strong foundation on my surface already. And I think that's a much better transition than it was before. That was bugging me. I'm getting fingerprints all over my box. So let me dry this. What do you guys think? You guys can blend, right? You guys can totally do this. I should have moved my camera up when I started, so you guys could have like a better view. But I'm going to dry all this, and I'm just using 2 colors. You can, well, I guess I put a little bit of black in there, but I would have much rather have used a deeper green than that black. But, and also if I came in with some white, white always looks a little ashy, but let's try it. Should we try it, or should I leave well enough alone? I want this black corner right here. I'm going to do this again. I just need the drama, you guys. That's my favorite part of doing a blend. Is the drama that you can create.
What are the names of the colors?
I am using, hold on one second. Let me look and I can tell you. I guess I got a little bit of drama right there. Oh yeah, see that? That is what I love. I love the drama. Now I got to do it in another place. Okay, I am using tourmaline. This is the most prettiest soft green. This is a perfect color for spring. And then the other one is Neptune. So like I said, this Neptune is a little tealy, but it's more green than blue. So it's really weird that it's showing up blue on the screen. But you guys see how having the big difference between the black, it just gives you more drama. This is the only place I like for drama to be in my life is on my projects. But I do like having a little bit of drama. I'm going to clean that up just a little bit. That's a weird shape. But you guys see how I'm basically just dry brushing, right? I'm adding the one color and I'm still able to blend the edges out. And as long as you can blend the edges out so that they blend well with the neighbor, then it's going to look good. Oh yeah, that's the drama I needed. Now I need to do that somewhere else. I'll do it back here. There's no questions? I thought you guys would have all kinds of questions. So my question is, before I go through the effort, because it will be an effort, to upload this class, is this something that you guys think that you would be interested in? Tell me the truth. If you say no, that's fine too. It doesn't have to be a yes. I just want to know if there's real interest in, and it would be solely blending. But I will teach you how to do the different kind of blends. And you guys know how I teach. It's demonstrations, so it's not just me talking. I do have sample boards though. So it's going to be primarily sample boards. So it's process based. It's not project based. But when you're done, you'll have like, you'll be able to blend anything you want. And like I said, this is an organic blend. This is my personal favorite, but I know that other people like I know a good ombre, right? Is really is what excites some people. Any response, babe?
Chris says, definitely interested. Kim says, would love to do blending with you. Michelle Fensky, yes, for a blending class. Lisa Vanshill, older song, Blue Jeans something while you blend. I think you're thinking Forever in Blue Jeans by Neil Diamond. David Bowie also had the Jean Genie, so maybe that.
The Jean Genie?
Yeah, wasn't as great as.
Oh yeah, there goes the drama. You guys see that? Like adding that darker color. The other two colors were pretty, but having that darker color in the mix just adds the drama. I love it. Now I'm going to have a hard time parting with this piece. I love seeing old jewelry boxes like this one. I like the ones with the simpler insides, not the ones that have a velvet inside that you have to deal with. This one's kind of nice. Or even the silverware. You know how when people used to get really nice silverware sets and they would come in those wood boxes? Those would be fun too, to be able to paint. Because sometimes, like, I want to do a piece of furniture, and this is what I love about furniture, is because you have like this large canvas to be able to create on. um I think I just need to do a piece. I haven't done a piece of furniture since mom moved in.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time. And I'm going to do a fabric piece. I love, love, love painting fabric. If you guys are interested in learning my leather look technique, I do have a fabric masterclass that's available at royceacademy.com. And you will learn how to do my leather look, but I talk about all kinds of things about painting fabric, including transferring images to fabric, um, using paint inlays. So it's really just about creating with paint on fabric. And as beautiful as this is, when I seal it, it's going to be even more pretty. And if you are a furniture painter, there's something about a blended furniture piece that makes it look more expensive. Like, you can ask for more money. It can be the same piece of furniture, but if you have a blended finish on it, um, you can ask for more. There's a perceived value when someone looks at it. And I think maybe because it looks like, I mean, it is, right, a more artistic finish. See, Jenny, this is why I could not do clay, because I don't know how to stop. Stop me. Somebody stop me. No, I'm just kidding. Not kidding, kidding. So once I seal this, I'm going to have to stop. I can't keep on. But you guys notice that when I get down to my final refining, I'm just putting on a little bit of paint and feathering it out. I'm not like starting all over again, you know, with a whole thing of paint all over again. And so you just make those small tweaks until you get something that you're super happy with, which I think I'm happy with this one. And see how light this corner is compared to how dark this one is? That's what excites me. But if you don't like that, you can use colors that are closer together and you won't have the same dramatic shifts. It'll be more subtle and it'll be just as beautiful. But I think that's all I have tonight. I don't want to start decoupaging because I know that we're not going to have time. It's already 6:30. Okay, for those of you who are in my membership, y'all already have the class. It is on your dashboard. You guys have had it for like a year. Just pointing that out. Just pointing that out. I think no, it hasn't been a year, because it was my Christmas present to you guys in December. So if you are already a Roycycled bestie, you guys already have access to my blending class. If you go to your dashboard, you'll find it. I'll pop a link into our on the membership. I won't put it on the in the Facebook group because we do have people in there who are not still members. I know, Flea. But I will put a link on the on your dash on the community. And then you guys can go in and take a look. Each of the sections are like 5 to 10 minutes long. Jacob did a beautiful job editing that class for me. And it is super crispy. It is really nice. Don't judge my other classes after you guys watch this class, okay? Did you have anything, baby? You are really quiet tonight. What are you doing over there?
I'm just kind of scanning through looking for stuff.
I know what you doing.
People saying yes, they want blending class.
Oh, what are you doing on your phone over there?
I'm just looking. I'm on Reddit. I'm not playing a game.
Mm-hmm. He don't want to hang out with us no more, you guys. He's bored with. Did I have anything else I was supposed to talk about, babe? The contest, you guys, I posted the results. The last of the People's Choice results will go up tonight. I think it's right like 7 o'clock, right after this class. And then tomorrow, so see what had happened with the judges, Lisa, is in my effort to simplify the process, I complicated it. So the judges have had a little bit of trouble with my scoring sheet, so we're a little behind, but I do plan on getting those tallied tonight, hopefully. And so you guys will see them, and I'm hoping tomorrow is what I'm shooting for. See, Flea, you see what Flea said, baby?
We're wondering if Dave is okay. You guys gotta gin up some stuff. It can't all be me.
That is literally your job, Daddy.
I'm calling on the audience to do their part.
Well, Lisa did bring up an old song about blue jeans.
I answered it. I helped her.
But yes, the judges have completed. I think I have all the test scores from the judges now. So I just have to tally them up and I'll be able to make all the graphics. I don't know why I make things hard for myself. I should have just made a list. But I'll send an email out first. So if you're a Roycycled Insider, you guys always get the information first. And then once the email goes out, then we'll start putting the posts on Roycycled Treasures. And I need to remember to also put them in the community section on YouTube. So I think I only posted the first of the hobbyists on YouTube. So I'll go in and get the rest of those posted tonight. But other than that, I think that's it. We are getting all geared up for the retreat. I am so excited. Everywhere I go, everyone's talking about the retreat. We went to a dedication for a new park in town. And I think I ended up talking about the retreat more than anything else while I was out there. So everyone's excited to have you guys here. If you haven't signed up, we do still have seats available. So you are welcome to come and join us. Let's see. Is there some way to read what people wrote with their entries? No, Michelle. I love y'all, but this was a huge undertaking. And with the amount of entries that we have, I would have to go through each of those and do that. That would be a lot.
She said, I'm curious how some of the things were made.
Yeah, for the business, I mean, you can mention and ask people how they made some of the things. I think most of them are monitoring their posts to see the comments that are on there, especially if they're a business, like if they're in the professional category, they may even have a video like the wall that Aunt B's Attic did. I saw at least 2 videos on her YouTube channel showing how she did that wall. And Tammy, is Tucson Youngsters here?
Not seen that.
No. And I don't know if Tammy filmed hers. I don't know. But for the professionals, there's probably something somewhere. Maybe. Sometimes we like to make stuff just to make it and not have to film it. So it may not be filmed, but I don't know. But if you ask in the comments, if they're monitoring, I'm sure they will be happy to answer you. But I think that's it. Don't forget to like and share this video too. Thank you, Lisa. Oh, and you guys, do me a favor. Circle back to this video in like 2 hours if you can, or even tomorrow, And if you like it, right after you like it, you may get an option to also hype it up. You have to do it on your phone though. If you guys would hype my video, that would be so awesome. So awesome. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know this is a little bit of a departure from what we normally do, but I hope that was good. And as always, you guys, there isn't anything here that I've done today that you guys cannot absolutely do. You guys can do this. You can absolutely do it yourself. And remember, even if it's not perfect the first time, then you just have to try again, because where experimentation goes, creativity follows. You guys have a blessed evening, and I will see you guys here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time for our Mad Scientist Monday, and we'll actually be wrapping up projects tomorrow. So I'll be doing a lot of finishings, and you guys can bring your questions. I think we have a clipboard to finish. We have last week's to finish, and then we have our paper doll with our wings that we also need to finish. I don't know how I'm gonna fix her wings, you guys. So bring some suggestions for me. All right, you guys have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.